we get to dive farther into I today. And we are learning that I is a helper letter in several instances. Well, you're going to learn that today. It is going to be part of a digraph. A digraph is two letters that makes one sound. Here are the most common digraphs that we use in English. We have SH, CH, TH, WH. And we have some trigraphs, three letters that make one sound, TCH, DGE, okay? So a digraph is two letters that makes one sound. Usually we grow up thinking that SH is the only option to say shh. But you are going to see in today's lesson that TI spells the sh sound when you see it toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it. Those are the two qualifiers. So TI will say shh when it's toward the end of a longer word and there's a vowel after it, most of the time. I'm going to say that's about a 90% of the rule. There are a few exceptions, but they're rare. There are a couple other ways to spell the sh sound also, but we're going to go over those in other lessons. We're going to do one on Wednesday, but today we're going to do the most common. And you're going to see this a lot, T-I-O-N. So you probably also grew up thinking or knowing that T-I-O-N spells shun, right? But did you ever stop to wonder why T-I spells shun? Because there's not a S-H and there's not a what's going on with that? Well, it actually does follow all the typical phonetic patterns. That T-I spells sh when it's toward the end of a longer word and there's a vowel after it. That vowel O spells which is very common. It's a common sound for when it's toward the end of a word like that and there's a consonant after it. We're going to learn more about that in O month. So in today's words, you're going to see a lot of shun, T-I-O-N. You're going to see a lot of sha, T-I-A. And we learned about that A, spelling the schwa sound back in A month. But if you're new, A says when it's the very last letter. A says when it's the very last letter. So when you have a T-I-A at the end of a multisyllable word, it's going to spell sha, sha. Okay? And then the last one you're going to see probably in this lesson, let me just take a glance. Yeah, is this T-I-E-N-T. And it's going to spell exactly what you would expect. You know what that T-I is going to spell. It's going to spell the sh sound toward the end of a longer word. And that vowel after it, E, is making its typical short sound because of the two consonants that are after it. Who's following me so far? Did I lose you yet? Why do some words end with shun and others in jun or shun? All right. I love your questions. So I'll just take a quick second and address that. So he is MP. I hope I said that right. So T-I-O-N versus S-I-O-N versus, I'm going to put that, this last one is A-N. So S-I-O-N can say shun sometimes, but it's rare. S-I-O-N usually says jun, like television, erosion. It's a vibrating SH sound, zh. It can say shun if it comes after an N or an S, but that's more rare. That C-I-A-N, yes, you are right. That's what we're going to learn on Wednesday. So I'll probably hold off on explaining more about that one until Wednesday. And I say E like I think in sodium. Yeah, exactly. That I does say E in that word for a different reason. But yes, you're right. Okay, let's get spelling. I'm going to share my screen. And we can get reading. Reading, I mean, not spelling. All right, let me see if I should blow this up just a little bit more. I think that's better. All right, let's do our first word. Now, our first word has a G here. G has two sounds, hard and soft. Vowels are long and short. G and C are hard and soft. The hard sound for G is G. It sounds hard. G. The back of the tongue is kicking off against the back of the throat. Same with C. The hard sound for C sounds hard. K, k. The back of the tongue kicks off against the back of the throat. So the hard sounds for G and C are G and K. One is just voiced and one is voiceless. Those are the most common by far. G and C will make their hard sound almost always. So if you must make an educated assumption, go with the hard sound, G and K. But you don't even have to guess, because if the next letter is an E, I, or Y, after either letter, they're going to make their soft sound, J and S. But we're going to have a whole lesson on that. I think that one is in August. But for now, I wanted you to know what sound to use for the G and the C. Always use the hard sound. Okay, so we have this long O right here. We can tell because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. This TI is our reading hack for the day. And it says sh when it's toward the end of a multisyllable word and there's a vowel after it, which we have right there. That O is spelling the schwa sound. This T-I-O-N says shun. So I'm going to say all of the sounds separating each one. I was just debating there for a second whether we should approach shun as a unit, but we're going to separate each sound like we usually do. So we have G, O, sh, n. Goshen. Goshen. Goshen, kind of like lotion. All right, your word over here. Go ahead and try it. I have a feeling you're going to get this one pretty simple. Okay. Oh, Kaylee, you wanted to know why that I says E, because there's a vowel after it. That's very, very common for I in the middle, like that when there's a vowel after it. All right, so let's do this word. We have our O that says it's long sound O because there's a vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. We have this TI that is saying sh because there is a vowel after it. And this O is spelling the schwa sound and saying ah. So our sounds are B, O, sh, n. Botion. Botion. How did you do on Botion? Give me a Y, yes, or A almost for Botion. Beautiful. That's what I was hoping you would say. Let's try number 2. All right, let's do number 2 together. Here we have a hard C, k, a long A, another long A. Here's our TI. Here's our schwa. Right? These 2 A's are long because of the tap 2 rule. So our sounds are k, A, d, A, sh, n. Blending those together. Gradation. 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 Try yours over here, but before you do, I want to set you up for success on that U right there. U has 2 long sounds. It can say its whole name, U, or just that last part, oo. And the sound of it will come out naturally based on the shape that your mouth was in when it made the sound before it. So since that sound before it, that R sound is made with your lips in a front pucker, it's just, that long U sound is just going to make its ooh sound so that it comes out naturally for your mouth. Ooh is going to be the sound of that long U. So go ahead and try the rest of this word on your own. Okay. All right. So here's our long U that says oo right here because of the tap 2 rule. Our O also is following the tap 2 rule and says O. It says its name because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. Different from the sound of this O. This O is saying the schwa sound because it's toward the end of a longer word and there's a consonant after it. But I'll teach you that in O month next month. So for now, I'm just telling you that that O says at the end there. So our sounds are t, oo, d, o, sh, n. Blending those sounds together, trudoshan, trudoshan, trudoshan. Make sure that you get this R right here in the right spot. Trudoshan. How'd you do on trudoshan? Y or A? Yes or almost for trudoshan? Okay. It's not the easiest word to pronounce, so I'm expecting several A's in here. But A is still pretty darn good, isn't it? Try number 3 on your own over here. This number 3 right here. Go for it. Oh, wait. Wait, we're going to do this one together because there's a couple new things in here that I want to make sure I set you up for success. If you want to try it on your own, go for it. But I want to make sure that I give you all the tools that you need to do it successfully without guessing. So this E is going to make its short sound this time because of those 2 consonants after it. If there was only one L there, then that E would say E. But since there's 2, it must say eh. Now look at this I. This is what we learned, I think on Wednesday, last Wednesday. When you see I in the middle syllable, it gets to say I, regardless of if there are 2 consonants after it or not. It still gets to make its short sound. That's the confident rule. So this I gets to say I. This I is part of the TI grapheme that says shh, and this A at the end says A at the end says Now go ahead and read it. Okay, so we have d, e, l, I, sh, a. Delicia. Delicia. How did you do on delicia? It's a little bit of a tongue twister for me. Y or A, yes or almost for delicia? Delicia. Nice, okay. All right, then try, well, actually, before we go to number 3, just to hammer this in, what would this word have said if it had only one L? If that word had only one L, what would it say? Delicia. Delicia. Now that sounds like the proper name for a restaurant. Delicia. Okay, try yours over here without me. When you see slanted lines like that, on either side of a letter or a set of letters, that means sound of. That's why I always put those in slanted lines like that. It's just habit. It means sound of. Oh, nice, Blair. How do you know to blend the TIA together instead of... You are going to blend it separately. So this TI is separate, a separate sound from this A. Sh, sha, delicia. You're going to have the same opportunity over here on this word. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so this I is going to say I because there are 2 P's after it. This I is going to say I for a different reason because it's in the middle syllable. TI, toward the end of a multisyllable word with a vowel after it, says shh. A at the end says So now that we know what all of the sounds are going to say, Let's organize those sounds in our brain. We have f, o, I, p, I, sh, a. And then blending them together without letting any in or out or mixed around. We have flippisha, flippisha, flippisha. Make sure you are grabbing that L, flippisha. How did you do, Y or A? Yes or almost? Nice, Rowan. Flippisha. Nice, Kaylee. Good, everyone. That's a lot of Y's. Beautiful. Don't worry if you put an A. There are several A's as well. Fun, just for fun, what would that word say with only one P? What would that word say with only one P? Now it turns to fly-pisha. Fly-pisha. You knew that, didn't you? Okay, let's try one more. Try number... let's do number 4 over here. This one. What would this one say? You try it without me. I'm not going to mark it. You didn't see that. I want you to mark it on your own without me. MP, I can do number 9 before we leave. There's more than 2 ways to spell SH, Kaylee, if you can believe that. There's several. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're talking about in this word. The TI has to have a vowel after it to say shh. Yeah. So this O is going to say O because of the tap 2 rule. This TI and this TI are not going to say the same thing. TI has 2 qualifiers to pronounce the sh sound. It has to be toward the end of a multisyllable word, and it has to have a vowel after it. This TI does not have a vowel after it, so it's just going to make its normal T sound. This TI does, so it's going to make its sh sound. And this E is pronounced as eh right there because of the tap 2 rule. Our sounds are O, T, I, sh, E, N, T. Blending them together. Ro, wrote, rote, rotish, rotisha, rotition, roticient, roticient. How did you do on roticient? Yay! That was a good one, April. Thank you, Blair. I had a request. We have 1 minute left for number 9 down here. So let's see if you want to try this one real fast before I have to let you go. Try number 9 down here. Go for it. You can do it. You can also do number 10. You can do these. You can read anything. You don't even need me. You're so much better than you think. You can do this without me. You're doing it, aren't you? You're reading it, aren't you? Yeah. So we have k, I, n, t, I, p, o, sh, n. Blending them together. Kintripotion. 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 Feel free to put a message for that, how you felt on that one. I knew it! It looks hard, but when you break it down, it's not so hard. I knew you could do it, Lily. Beautiful. And you guys, number 10 is not as hard as it looks either. Just break it up, mark the vowels, blend slowly, and you can get it. It's pretty fun when you know how, and you don't have to just rely on hoping, right? You guys have the tools now to read so many words. You're going to notice that TI is in so many words, and now you know what it says and why. Congratulations on your new knowledge. I am so happy for you. Have a great rest of your night, my friends, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.